Welcome back, y'all. Where do we start here? Because, ugly game. Coming into it with the injuries, obviously, to our offensive line. The COVID, 22 players on the COVID list, missing Malcolm Jenkins, DeMario Davis, Quan, Taysom, so on and so forth. This was going to be one of those grinded out games. But, boy, I didn't expect it to be this ugly. I don't know where to start. First off, I'm going to give a lot of blame to Sean Payton. It's about time. It needs to be said. His play calling has been pretty bad over the last couple of years, in my opinion. And I think the league's just finally catching up to him. We're going to be honest. It's no creativity. It's just nothing in this offense. It's no flow. It's just basically we're dependent on Alvin Kamara, and if he doesn't go crazy, this offense does nothing. And you can't have that in the NFL, man. He needs to change it up this offseason. He has to get better. Obviously, the injuries and stuff have slowed him down and things like that, but it's just not the same. Something has to change. I don't know if it's the personnel, him, the play calling, or what. Something has to change with that, though. And for this game, I won't call out anybody individually. If you've been following this channel, you know me. I'm not scared to say names. I think everybody defensively played fairly well. People were asked to do things they couldn't. Zach Bourne, as I just called out somebody by name when he got ran over. But, I think the defense played fairly well. We gave up a pick six. Eventually you're going to break. Offense going 3 and out, offense turning the ball over, offense can't get first downs. The defense is eventually going to give up some points. I think they played fairly well for everybody being out. Cam Jordan had an okay game. Davenport had an okay game. Nobody played great. I do want to talk about Gardner Johnson. We got to stop getting caught up in the hype, the antics, the this and that. The dude can't cover. I don't know what games y'all be watching, but I know the games I'll be watching. He can't cover, man. He's always holding. He's always getting beat. But he talks a lot of trash. It looks cute, this and that. But he really can't cover. I hate Pro Football Focus. think it's one of the trashiest analytic things in the world. However, he's ranked 116 out of 120 in coverage for a reason. The man just can't cover. It's just simple as that. But hey, he's good everywhere else. We can get to the performance by the offensive line. It's a bunch of backup guys in there, a bunch of guys off the street, man. We're down to our 7th tackle. So basically, obviously the starters are out, the backups are out, the practice squad guys are out. We're just signing anybody. I can't really get on them guys for being awful because they shouldn't be in the NFL. And they weren't in the NFL. Just that we just lost everyone and COVID happened and now they had to play in the NFL. And they looked like they did not belong in the NFL. However, one offensive lineman on this team, I would say does belong in the NFL, but I don't really know if he does. But he's a first-round pick, and he sucks. Cesar Ruiz may be the worst lineman in history. We killed Pete for a couple years straight. Andres Pete has been getting killed by Saints fans, and rightfully so. But Ruiz, he's taking it to a whole new level. He doesn't even attempt to block anyone. At least Pete is good 90% of the time, and then he just gets killed. Ruiz is never good. He does nothing well. I haven't seen him play well. I'm like, damn, Reese, that was nice. Looked like a first-round talent right there. He sucks. The dude sucks. We moved him to center this year when McCoy was hurt. I was thinking, okay, he's going to his natural position where he played in college. Blah blah blah. He sucked there too. Nice back at right guard. And he sucks there too. I do not want to see him in the Saints uniform next year at all. At all. He needs to go. Cut your losses. Yeah. It was a bad pick, a bust, whatever. See if you can get a 4th, 5th, 6th round pick for him because he sucks. It's just simple as that. Nah, what a lot of people are here for, a lot of new people to the channel came here for, Ian Book. Disaster class for him in his first NFL start. Hey, you can blame it on the O-line. You can blame it on the lack of running game. You can blame it on the coaching. You can blame it on the receivers. You can blame it on anything you want, but he was absolutely awful. He was shit. And it's simple as that. I won't kill him. But the facts are the facts. He did not play well. He did nothing good today. Absolutely nothing. Just these 2 plays I just want to highlight. It's 4th and 1, 4th and 2. We run a play. It's nothing there. Absolutely nothing. He throws the ball away on 4th down. Just throw it up. If you throw an interception, who gives a shit? Stop worrying about your stats. And what I do notice about young quarterbacks, they worry about their stats so much. They just don't want interceptions. Or then the very next play, it's 1st and 10. And he's about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And he can't just throw it away. He wants to. Then he just takes the sack. Are we worried about our incompletions? What are we doing? Just throw the damn ball away there and not on 4th down. Let's just use our brains. You got to be a smart quarterback. You went to Notre Dame, didn't you? That's a pretty good school. I know you're not a dummy. So don't come out there and play like a dummy. But absolutely awful by him, man. It's really nothing I can really say he was definitely set up for failure because O-line was shit. The receivers have been shit. Play calling was shit. Coaching was shit. So he was definitely set up. But he did nothing to help his situation at all. Disaster class from him. Not going to kill him first NFL start with all these things going against him. But the fact is a fact. He played awful. Everyone else played awful on offense except Marquez Callaway. We're just going to be honest. Marquez Callaway was the only person that played well today on the offensive side of the ball. Everybody else, donate your game checks. Donate your game checks to somebody because it was absolutely an awful experience to watch. This was probably the worst offensive game I've watched probably in the history of Saints football. It was that bad. And last but not least, well, shout out to Gilligan because he's still a man. But last but not least, playoff hopes are pretty much shot. I mean, they're still not eliminated technically, but it's looking rough. It's looking super, super, super rough. We were on a high note, was on a 2-game winning streak. Defense was looking great. Then COVID happened, man. If it's not one thing, it's another with this team. Basically, COVID and injuries have ruined this year, but everyone says, dealt with COVID. Everyone deals with injuries. Not like the Saints, though. We have the NFL record for most starts. Most starters on the team in NFL history. As you can see on the thumbnail, that's what I used. Absolutely insane stat right there. But yeah, man, I think COVID and injury just took us out this year. We'll see what the next 2 games do. I still want to make the playoffs. I know I'm one of the few, one in a million. If we make it, we make it. If we don't, I don't care. Because, I don't think we're going to do anything there anyway. But if we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. We'll see when we get there, man. I still want to beat the Panthers. I still want to beat the Falcons. Is that enough to get us in the playoffs? We'll see. Because, honestly, losing or winning those last 2 games are going to separate us from 4 to 5 picks in the draft. That's not going to be too big of a deal. So we might as well just try to win out and see what we can do there. I also don't think I put enough emphasis on Cesar Ruiz. That guy needs to be off my team immediately. I'm doubling back. I'm hitting the reverse button. I have to talk about him again. He absolutely stinks. The dude stinks, man. Get him off of my team. I cannot watch another snap of Cesar Ruiz football. He's that awful. He may be the worst player in Saints history. I wish he never came to this team. We should have just forfeited that damn draft pick. He's getting paid for no reason at all. He stinks. He sucks. Everything about him sucks. Get him off my team. Trade him for a bag of chips, a bag of Doritos, a bag of Cheetos. I don't give a fuck what we trade him for. I'm tired of seeing Cesar Ruiz play football. This dude is not a football player. He's not an offensive lineman. He's not nothing. Go get a job. Honestly, dude just pisses me off so much, man. It's just awful football. But enough of him. Saints lose, move to 7-8 on the year. Season is basically all but over. We'll see what happens these last 2 games, man. But as always, this is the Boot Tragedies, and I'm out. And cut Cesar Ruiz.